Hello and welcome to today's review of the Lumix 25mm f1.7. This is one of the cheapest lenses you can buy for the GH5, and today I'm going to be doing a collaborative review with fellow YouTuber and filmmaker Caleb Hoover from the USA. We're going to have a little challenge where we pick a secret location for each other and we have to go out and get some of the best B-roll footage we can while reviewing the lens. So once you've watched this video, be sure to check out Caleb's video, subscribe to both channels if you've not already, and without further ado, let's get to it. I've just been on Google Maps and I found a location close to where Caleb lives, and it's called Falls Park. It looks a really amazing place, and I'm sure that Caleb's going to get some really incredible B-roll there. So all that's left now is just to wait. Caleb's going to give me a call, he's going to tell me my location, and then I can head out and we can get some footage.
All right, so I went with a place that if I was over there that I personally would want to visit, and that is Elveston Castle Country Park.
Ah, that's a brilliant place. That's a great choice. It's quite close to where I live and it's gorgeous. I hope you like the location I've chosen for you, and I can't wait to see what you get there as well. So here we are, just got to the location that Caleb sent me. Gonna get some nice B-roll, and we're gonna look at this lens and see if it's any good. So I found this really nice shaded area here. My intention is to test out the lens at its maximum aperture of 1.7. That's going to give us a really cinematic, shallow depth of field look. Let's get to it. Here we go. If you slowly walk towards me now, please. I have to make sure that I walk in this strange way to minimise any kind of wobble. That's it, and looking around, looking at the nature. Looking up in wonder. Oh, this place is incredible, it's beautiful. Look at it. That's it, that's it. Keep walking, that's nice. Looking at the castle, beautiful castle. Walking towards the castle, a bit faster. One of the things I've really enjoyed with this lens today is its 25mm focal length. It's actually 50 by full frame standards. It's basically the nifty 50 of the Lumix range, and it's been so good. It's kind of in the middle of your normal zoom range, so you're able to just adjust your position, move further back if you need to, get closer when you need to, and yeah, it's been a real joy to use. So we've just found this beautiful spot here, and the great thing is I've got my wife up there sat down. She's been dying to sit down for ages now, and I've got a bit of foreground here. She's in the middle area, and I've got some nice background before with sunlight on, so that's going to become really nice bokeh. So yeah, let's give it a go. So what I'd like is if you look down like you're just looking at the thing, and when I say look up, I just want you to look up into the distance, just like that. So I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1. So I just wanted to speak briefly about how easy it is to rack focus with this lens. It is focused by wire, so it's never going to be as nice as a lens with hard stops at the near and far end. However, it has got a really smooth focus ring, and as I've been doing rack focus shots today, it's been a real pleasure to use, and I feel that I've got some really nice footage.
Hey Ben, man, this was fun collabing, talking about the Lumix 25mm f1.7. So, how was your experience shooting with it?
I loved it. I really enjoyed using the lens. I've got quite a range of lenses over the time filming weddings, but it was nice to use this one, and it was nice to test whether with an entry-level lens, whether you could get good results, and I was really impressed with it. To be honest, really impressed.
Yeah, you know, I was actually really happy using it. You know, I'm used to using zoom lenses, so I don't use a ton of prime lenses. But, you know, this really reminds me of the Canon Nifty 50. Like, so it's so much like that lens.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's small, compact, light. It's so much like that Canon Nifty 50, you know, that 50mm from Canon.
It does bring a lot of the fun back, I think. It's just,
absolutely.
Yeah, it brings you in the moment, and you're having to move rather than relying on the zoom range.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things, you know, I talked about is like, it's so easy for me to zoom in and out. So it's a whole nother ball game using a prime lens and kind of like maneuvering yourself and situating yourself to get the frame rate. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And it is a boost, I suppose, isn't it? 'Cause most zoom lenses, apart from if you're going with the Sigma or if you're going with the Leica 10-25, you're 2.8 or higher aperture, so it's nice having that 1.7.
Now, one of the things I really liked was the depth of field with this lens. Did you have much experience with the depth of field? Like, what was that like for you?
I was really impressed, really impressed. I felt like it was enough. I have got some primes that I use for weddings that go up to 1.2. Which is lovely, but 1.7 I found was enough. To be honest, I found it was enough. And if you're getting good lighting and you're finding good composition, you're going to get incredible results. And I was really impressed. I think it's a great lens if someone's starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of found like the sweet spot was kind of like that f5, maybe like f4 to f6, kind of in that range.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, like, what I was seeing from that 1.7, and I was shooting kind of like, you know, at golden hour, as much gold as we were getting with like the wildfires that we're having here and everything, but golden hour, and it looked pretty good. I thought so. It looked pretty sharp from the times that I could get it in focus, and focus is one of the issues I wanted to bring up. How did you like the focus ring, and were you having trouble with it? I personally was having trouble with it.
I found it okay. I guess it's never going to be as nice as a focus ring on a normal lens with the hard stops.
Yep.
I did do some rack focusing, and it was okay as the standard of fly-by-wire lenses, but never gonna match an old school lens on your Canon or your.
Oh focus. Yeah, absolutely. The focus by wire I've like always kind of struggled with, even with the Lumix 12-35. I don't know if you use that lens very often.
Oh
but
yeah.
There's certain points, that one I've gotten a little bit more used to, but there's just certain points where I just miss focus. Like I just go right past it, and so I just need to bring it back, you know, and set the shot up again, that type of thing. But overall, this little lens is tiny, but I really think it's a mighty lens, an awesome budget lens, and a great lens to start off on, like you said.
Oh, definitely. I think it's brilliant value when you're starting out, and a brilliant way if you're starting to learn about videography and you want the cinematic look without spending a fortune. I think it's a great one to go for. And one thing I was going to ask you, Caleb, actually, and I know you mentioned you were at the golden hour. How was low light? Was it? I was shooting in daytime, so I couldn't test out low light so much. But what was your experience of that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things with low light is I was actually pretty impressed with how some of the image turned out. Now, sometimes, like, I think with, I don't know if this is just like a mental thing that I have or if it's actually the case, but sometimes with, you know, smaller lenses and like smaller filter sizes, I almost feel like they're a little bit noisier when it comes to low light. And I don't, like I said, it might just be a mental thing for me. I'm not totally sure. But I was actually really impressed with the low light in this lens. Now, I was down at the falls, which you picked for me.
Yeah.
And
how was that?
It was great. There are some street lights and, you know, like path lights, that type of thing. So I did have a little bit of light to work with, and I was not in total darkness. And like one of the things I said in my video, you know, like if you're in total darkness shooting, you're probably not using a GH5 anyway.
No.
But I was pretty impressed with some of the footage and low noise. I was about at 800 ISO. I don't really go above 800 ISO.
No.
And I was pretty much wide open at 1.7, and I was liking the results. I thought the image looked really good.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of what I do is weddings, and a lot of that is low light, and it's definitely a lens I would consider taking to a wedding. I've got an Olympus one I use that is a 1.2.
Yeah.
But if I was starting out, or if I had a second shooter, I would have no hesitation bringing that lens along. I think it would do a really nice job.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the other things I wanted to just chat with you about is how did you notice anything with like stabilization? Now, this lens does not have stabilization built into it, but I felt like with the GH5 and the IBIS and the GH5, I thought things handled just fine.
Yeah.
What was your experience with that?
Me too. Yeah, I think it's a really versatile focal length, and I think at that sort of focal length, you can get good results. And in my video, I did a lot of walking with the camera as well. There was some wobble, but I kind of felt it was manageable. And a lot of the shots I filmed were at 50p, and I slowed them down. So when you add that in as well, I was quite pleased with it. It was quite a natural kind of rocking motion, and yeah, I think it's really cool. I think if you're filming solid shots where you just stood still, that the lock-on IS, what's it called?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
The IS where it locks it like a tripod is rock solid.
Yep.
And the fact that if you put it on the regular IBIS, you can do some walking. It was spot on. Such a good lens. Yeah, really impressed.
Okay, we talked about this a little bit, but who do you think this lens is for? This 25mm f1.7 from Lumix. Who is this lens for?
I think it could be for a lot of people. I think it's a lens that you could start off with and learn a lot with, and then even when you're becoming more advanced and you're taking on bigger projects, maybe more professional projects, I do think it's a lens that if you're wanting to travel light, you would still take with you because it's so small, light, and convenient. And it just fits the whole ethos of the Micro Four Thirds system. Just small, light, high quality, and no fuss. So I think mainly beginners, but I think even as you grow with your camera, you'll still want this lens. It will still have a place in your heart, sort of thing. So
yeah. Absolutely. just like that Canon Nifty 50, man.
It is.
Like such a great lens. I don't know what it is about it, but all right. Do you have any final thoughts about this lens or this experience?
I found it really fun. I wanted to thank you for choosing such a great location. Elveston Castle was amazing. Had a lot of fun there.
Hey man, if I could visit, that would be I'd like to go there. That's for sure.
Oh, I'd be the same with where you went, the falls.
Right on.
It looked amazing in the photos, and I know you said you've not got any castles in America, but we've not got anything like that location in England. So we've both picked quite locations, I guess we would like to visit because they're so different. But yeah,
awesome. Well, man, this has been fun. Thank you for the collaboration and the review on this lens and taking a look at it. It's been great doing this, man.
Oh yeah, the same Caleb, and hopefully we might be able to work together again in the future at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man.
Well, have a nice
Catch
day.
you later.
See you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's review. If you're interested in buying the lens, you will find a link in the description below. Also, you'll find a link to Caleb's video. Please check that out, as he will cover different aspects of the lens that have been covered in this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, pop them in the comments section. Be sure to give us a like and a share, and also subscribe to this channel and Caleb's so you can stay up to date with all of our future content. We'll see you next time.